Alright everybody, it's Joe Passion Unchained here. Welcome to this video. I am going to talk about an email that I sent out and a really important topic that I think is really pivotal to dating, specifically online dating. Well, I take that back. It's pivotal to every kind of dating, but online dating is what I'm going to apply it to here. A while ago, I read a book called Models, The Art of Attracting Women Through Honesty. It's by Mark Manson. A lot of you probably have heard of it. Maybe some of you have read it. It is, I would say, a must read. It talks about a way of looking at dating that doesn't include games or manipulation. I was a little bit of a late bloomer when it came to girls. I lost my virginity at 22, but before that, my childhood was a little bit crazy when it came to emotions. I was in a very emotionally toxic household. My dad was a little bit more passive, and he kind of just let things happen. He spoiled me a little bit, was a little bit permissive. My mom was the opposite, and she gave me the tough love that I needed, but also she was very guilting and very manipulative. So there was a lot of toxicness to it. On one hand, I would get everything that I wanted from my dad, being spoiled essentially. On the other hand, I would be pumped with guilt from my mom, and also pushed, a little bit of a tiger mom, if you will. And it created this aversion in my mind. I grew up thinking that women were dangerous because I had this emotional reaction to them. I was attracted to them at the same time. I wanted to run away from them because of the hardship that I had experienced with my mom. And I'm not saying it's their fault. I mean, I guess technically it is. They did create an environment for me that wasn't healthy. They divorced, and a pretty dramatic divorce when I was 9, and my mom tried to turn me against my dad. So there's a lot of emotions there. I don't blame them necessarily. I mean, it is technically, they're the ones that created that environment. But what the point of this, of me telling you this, is that I had an aversion towards girls, and when I was 22, I finally got over that. I finally grew past it after talking to a therapist for years, finding the perfect one, talking to her. She helped me get past that. And I was like, you know what? I need to lose my virginity. So I went ahead and I did that on my own without reading any books or watching any gurus, just by getting over my anxiety. And it was amazing. And I started to read books about girls. One of the books I read, of course, was Models, The Art of Attracting Women Through Honesty. And a lot of other books I read were stuff like The Game, books like, what's it called? There's one book that I love called Alabaster Girl. Some books that support a love life of honesty and no drama and, low manipulation, like not manipulating girls, not forcing or trying to trick girls into anything. But then some books, of course, that support that. I went somewhat deep into the pickup artist world and followed a lot of different gurus, if you will. Some supported a more gamey type approach. And I've talked about the game mentality versus the screening mentality here on my channel before. I'm going to talk a little bit about it deeper, and one particular aspect of it, which I also talked about in my email. And the fact is, you are a lot more attractive than this pig that I took a photo of last year. Now, let me explain what that has to do with game mentality and screening mentality. I've talked about the fundamental flaw philosophically with game mentality. And the philosophical flaw is game mentality is essentially, here's how you attract women, and here's what you need to say, here's what you need to do. And if you don't do the right thing, or let me backtrack a little bit. If the girl is not attracted to you, it's not because you're incompatible or anything. It's because you didn't say the right thing, or you didn't do the right thing, or you didn't act the right way, right? It's your fault that she wasn't attracted to you. Now, there's some truth to that, because if you do certain actions, it will turn off most girls. If you do other actions, it will turn on most girls. So there are actions that are objectively better for you when it comes to attracting women. Now that said, there's a huge aspect to dating that is compatibility. The flaw that gay mentality has is that everything is your fault. It has nothing to do with, is she the girl for you or are you the guy for her? If you walk up to a girl who has a boyfriend, who really likes her boyfriend, and she rejects you, and you don't know she has a boyfriend because you didn't necessarily ask or she didn't tell you, she just rejected you, you might say, oh, I said the wrong thing. You might think in your mind, if you're studying game, you might be like, oh, I wasn't alpha enough. I wasn't masculine enough. The word alpha is kind of going out of style, as it should. But people are saying the same thing, but changing the words now, because changing the words doesn't mean that you're changing the concept. Sometimes you're just kind of running from the stigma of the word. So some people will change the word, say, alpha to I'm not masculine enough. Now, masculinity is freaking awesome. I love it. I love acting masculine. I mean, fucking look at me, for God's sakes. I definitely am a proponent of acting masculine, but if you go up to a girl and she rejects you and your explanation is that for her rejection is, I wasn't masculine enough, how the fuck do you know? How do you know? How do you know that you weren't masculine enough? You have no fucking idea. And I'm going to break this down further and get to the point of why this has anything to do with the pig, because there's a clear connection at the end, which will help you with your dating life and help you in your mind. So a lot of it is unlocking your mind. Dating is a journey of your psyche, essentially. It's really what it is. It's never about girls. It's about the deeper thing of like, you want to feel appreciated, you want to feel loved, you want to feel sexy, you want to feel wanted, right? That's what we really truly want at the end of the day. Girls are just an avenue towards that. And one of the cool things about girls is they inspire us guys, us heterosexual guys or bisexual guys. They inspire us to want to be the best we can be. That's the freaking awesome thing, is that in pursuit of getting girls, the best steps are essentially become a better person, become a better man. That's how you get more girls. It's pretty awesome how that dynamic works. They essentially pull us to becoming better versions of ourselves. But back to what I was saying before, you might think I'm not being masculine enough, but it could just be that she has a boyfriend. You have no idea, right? And there's a bunch of other things it could have been. She could have been chewed out by her boss and she could be tired and she doesn't want to deal with it. Or she just had a hard day at work and she likes you and she's attracted to you, but she just doesn't want to have a conversation right now. There's so many things that it could be, and it's not your job to figure out why. It's your job to shoot your shot and let it land where it lands. Models the Art of Attracting Women Through Honesty is a great book that talks about this, as well as The Alabaster Girl by Zan Perrione. I actually talked to the guy who co-wrote that. He's not credited in the book, but he worked with Zan. His name is Hans Kollman. I like him a lot. He's a cool dude. I got a couple calls with him and asked him about his mentality and stuff. He's a freaking awesome dude, and it just really drove home how important that book is to me. At The Alabaster Girl. So those are some great books to learn more about this. But your job is not to figure out why she's attracted to you or why she's not attracted to you, or to even try to attract her. One thing that I love that Hans says, he says, you don't need to attract a woman. Nature has already taken care of that. And what he means by that is, for bi or heterosexual guys and girls, they're attracted to the opposite sex. And you don't need to make that attraction happen. Nature's freaking awesome. It made that happen for you. You don't need to make a girl attracted. Now, this goes into the fundamental flaw and then the solution. Fundamental flaw, again, the gay mentality says everything's your fault, right? Screening mentality, on the other hand, is, and for those of you who haven't seen my other videos, I'll break it down real quick. Screening mentality is essentially, some girls are into me, some girls aren't into me. I'm going to try to screen for the girls that are into me. I'm going to try to find them. I'm going to try to act. I'm going to try to find out quickly whether this girl in front of me is into me or not. And if she's not, no worries, no harm, no foul. She can enjoy her life, and I'm going to move on to find a girl who is into me. A girl who's into you will make it easy as hell. This girl, who is my main girl, freaking awesome ass woman, she's coming over soon, and I'm looking forward to having her over. She's going to be over for the weekend. It's our weekend thing. We kind of do that. She's my main girl, and she's awesome. When we're hanging out, she literally will say every few moments, she'll be like, I like you. You're really sexy. And it turns me on, and it makes me feel really attractive and stuff. And that's a good example of what, and no joke, she'll say that a lot. And like, and at first I thought she was trying to fish for a compliment, but I found out quickly that if I said nothing in return, she was very happy. Because it was actually uncomfortable for me to hear like, oh, you're sexy. Even though like I've been working on my attractiveness a lot and, you know, my personality, it was hard for me to accept that, because she would say it a lot. Like she would just look at me and she'd be like staring at me. She'd be like, you're sexy. And I'm like, fuck, I have to accept this compliment. And that goes into the poor thing of this video, is that one of the biggest reasons that we are not successful with girls is we're stopping ourselves. We're holding ourselves back. We feel for whatever reason we don't deserve it. I have had this through and through and through. Like I said, my mom was pretty emotionally manipulative to me, and she kind of pushed me in a way that for most guys, their dads kind of pushed them. My parents' roles were kind of switched in the form of like who was masculine and who was more feminine. My mom was the one who would push me to succeed and to be harder, and she would also do it too much, and she would also be very manipulative. So I'm not saying it was a positive thing. I think she went too far. My dad was the one that was like, you're fine as you are, yay Joe. And so you know, my dad was the more like feminine role, and my mom was the more like traditionally masculine role. So I grew up feeling like I wasn't worthy of my mom's love. And that was something I had to get over. And that was something that stopped me from getting women, because I would pull myself back, because I would feel in my mind that I didn't deserve it. I would feel in my mind that I wasn't worthy of women's love and women's attraction. It's only recently, after actually I worked with a hypnotherapist who I had on my podcast, Ryan Christensen. I had him on my podcast. I'm actually redoing that interview because the audio was complete shit. So I'm not going to link it in the description below. We're going to redo an interview. We're going to do another interview. But I worked with him, and he helped me see that I am the one that decides whether I'm attractive or not, decides whether I'm worthy. I'm the one that decides. Like there's no like principal of the school around. Like I don't have my parents telling me what to do. I'm fucking 30. Like after 18, even before 18, but after 18, your parents don't tell you what to do. They're not in control of your life. They're not giving or withholding rewards or punishments. But we continue to do that to ourselves. And there's so many times where you might be more than worthy of attracting amazing women in your life, but you think that you hold yourself back because you have it in your mind that you're not worthy. Maybe your mom hated when your room was dirty, and for whatever, you know, maybe in the back of your mind, you're like, my room's dirty, I'm not worthy of my mom's love, so I'm not going to find women. We kind of equate, there's a lot of really like deeper things to unpack here. It's way too much for one video. I'm kind of like just rattling off really, really fast because there's so many ideas in my head. So I hope this is intelligible for you. I hope you can take this information and use it, because there's a lot of ideas coming out of my head right now. I'm kind of inspired. But that's the gist of it. The reason that game mentality is so alluring to people is because it appeals to that part of ourselves that feels like we don't deserve women. It feels like we're not worthy of women because we don't feel like we deserve it. So we have to compensate by having good game, by saying the right thing, by acting masculine. I'm not saying acting masculine is a bad thing, but I think a lot of the reason why people gravitate towards game is because there's the thought, I don't deserve women, so I need to compensate by having good game, right? I'm here to tell you, you don't. One of the core things in healthy dating and actually building a love life that you love, without having to feel like you're on all the time, without having to feel like you're playing games, like you have to work for it, is making sure that you feel like you're enough. And that requires a lot of mental work, a lot of inner work. And then after that, relying on passive traits to attract women. Passive traits like physique, like grooming. I actually groomed my beard again. Like haircut, that's grooming, like fashion. You rely on your passive traits to attract women, because then when you're dating women, when you're seeing women, you can just relax and let them enjoy you and let them come to you. I'm not saying don't work on your conversational skills, don't work on your humor, which are, kind of game-ish, I guess. You can work on those 100%, but work on those if you want to, because you need to be able to just relax and let women be attracted to you without you putting in any work. Because if you're going to work on your active traits only or solely because you feel like you have to say the right thing or you have to act the right way for women, then in the back end, you're always going, if you ever attract a woman, you're going to doubt whether she likes you for you, because you've always been putting up this front. So the moment you stop, you're going to be so scared to actually relax and be yourself because you've never done that around women. So this, I hope this helps you out. One of the things, I'm going to give you a couple action items that will help you, feel more worthy. One of the things that's helped me is, I'm getting a bunch of messages and it's pulling my attention. I should have really put that on Do Not Disturb. But one of the things that really worked, helped me, is I made a list of 50 things about me that are likable. And that helped me see, as I was doing it, I had to think, why am I likable? Why would a girl want to see me? What is cool about me? And it really helped me change my mindset. Also, another thing is I worked with a hypnotherapist, and I'm going to have him on for another interview. I'll put a link in the description to his services below. He's not cheap at all. He's very expensive, but it worked wonders for me. So check that out if you want to. I'm gonna now, as the announcement part of the video, well, let me wrap that up real quick. I'm really fucking hopeful that this will reach more guys and help more guys build a love life that is cool, that is genuine and drama-free and game-free and manipulation-free, where they feel like you can actually be with women who appreciate you for you, an abundance of women, have exactly the love life that you want without really reaching or working hard for it, because that's the most fun kind of love life to have. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, comments, things that really helped you out. I'm going to go into announcements. I'm working on a book. I'm fucking excited. I think the provisional title right now is Dating Unchained, How to Build the Love Life of Your Dreams Without Games, Drama, or Manipulation. So I'm not entirely sure if that will be the actual title, but I'm in the process of working on it. I'm fucking excited. Release date will come as I get closer to the release date. This was also based on a blog post and an email that I sent out. So I'm going to send the email lists. I'm going to put the email list in the description. Actually, the email list, it's on the bottom of my website. So I'm going to put the website in the description. And then if you scroll to the bottom, you'll say, hey, free Tinder cheat sheet or free Tinder, tips. Sign up and get it in your inbox. So then just put your email in there, and then it'll send it to you, and you'll get the access to that and all my future newsletters. And so I'm super excited about sharing this with you. And by the way, yeah, so dating profile photo shoots are a huge thing for me right now. I'm helping guys get the woman that they want while just kind of relaxing and being themselves. That is something that I am offering, and I've been offering to over 100. I've worked with over 100 guys. I just got done with a photo shoot yesterday that I fucking knocked out of the park. I'm so excited to edit those photos and see how they did for him. So if that's something that you want to have access to, the same link for the email list, check that out. And there's a lot of examples of clients and the results and everything, and their photos and what kind of results they got. So check that out. Sign up for one if you want. I'm really excited. I'm almost booked up for February. I only have a couple slots left. March is also booking up. So if you want one soon, then book a call with me. Just on the website, essentially just book your shoot, and we'll lock you in and get you handled. Because that's the perfect passive trait, is having an awesome dating profile. That's number one, really. So wish you the best. I'm really fucking excited to share this with you, and I want to hear your feedback and your thoughts on this video. Cheers.